Hello, my friends. It's your brother Zen bringing you messages of love from above. And I'm excited for this reading today because this is for the spring equinox. And also, of course, that triggers the beginning of the whole new zodiac. Starting once again at Aries, just finishing up Pisces. So Pisces is the end, and Aries is the beginning of the new whole cycle through all the zodiac signs for the solar year. So new beginnings are coming, and I know those of you who love spring and summer, the warmer weather, that you're excited about this. I'm a winter baby. Fall and winter are like my favorites. It's just who I am. I don't apologize for it, and I don't expect you to love it either. So enjoy this new season. So I'm going to do a three pick a card. So you can choose the Aries card, the fire card, or the Mars card, because Aries is a fire sign and it's ruled by Mars. So I'll show you just real quick. Here is the Aries. Here is the fire. And here is the Mars. And you can, of course, listen to all of them, or just one of them, or two of them. It's totally up to you, whatever you feel like doing. And we'll go ahead. And I'll throw in an extra reading for all those who have sun birthdays in Aries, which would run, usually it's around March 20th to April 19th or so, depending on the year. It can be, off by a day, depending on that, so you know who you are. And if you don't know what your sun sign is, I'll put a link in the description box below for a website. It's astro.com, where you can get a free birth chart to find out those things. So it's really handy for that as well. But we'll go ahead and jump into reading number one, which will be for Aries. All right, if you chose reading number one, which is the Aries, which happens to be card number one as well, then this is the reading for you. And by the way, these cards come from this Zodiac Oracle it's like Barberi, B-A-R-B-E-R-I. So if you like those, then those are available for you if you do like those. We'll put that right over there. And because it's a fiery sign, Aries is really kind of a can-do type of character in our story, right? They're about taking action. It's like the statement I am comes from, that Aries kind of fire, because they're, the motivation for what they do, that fire that ignites things, is centered on the self, like the inner self. So, during the Aries season, you can ask yourself, how does this impact me? Why are these events happening in my life? Because they're happening for me, not to me. So you can ask yourself, why have I asked for this? What do I want to learn from this? And it's that balance between being overly selfish and overly sacrificing. So it's finding that balance in between there. Because Aries is a fiery sign, I thought I would, I didn't really think, it's what I was guided to use, was these fairy cards, because fairies are kind of like little fiery, kind of unconditionally loving beings, and they definitely have a lot of spark, kind of like Tinkerbell, right? So we'll start off by asking what they would like to share with us. And as always, I love to just invite the Creator to be here with us. We thank you for your unconditional love for us. We also welcome all of those spiritual beings on the other side that are made of unconditional love, all our angels, our guides, our loved ones who've gone to the other side, and any other of our ancestors and any others unconditional living beings. We thank you and we welcome you. Anyone that wants to help bring clear messages for us today. So because Aries is the new beginnings, I'm going to kind of ask just what would you like us to know about this new spark for this new year that we have ahead of us? What would you like to give us a heads up on? This would be for those that chose the Aries card. All right, I think that one really wants us to take a look, see at it. And this is the Queen of Autumn, and it talks about being generous, stylish, gracious, practical. And it says, be practical with respect to how you proceed. The ability to make anything more beautiful, meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. So this could be an individual, or it could even be the kind of the energy of that coming into you, into your life. The Queen of Autumn really is about, I think this is like the Queen of Pentacles, because you can see like all the nature, all the rabbit, all this newness coming in. So this just shows that this is going to be a year of just, I love the practicality of it, is what's standing out for me too, in that it's not about being too dreamy, but it is about making steps towards your dream. So, you know, whether it's doing your dream board, or making kind of a, not too specific of a plan, but I see like month by month what you'd like to accomplish, and then break down that month by, this is what the one step I'm going to take today, and then the next step here, not getting overwhelmed by trying to complete it all. It's about taking little steps along the way. I also, let me grab here and what she says in her little book here too. See what extra messages are in there. Almost. There we go. Queen of Autumn. So it says, consider this queen to be like a fairy godmother. She cares about everyone and cannot wait to swoop in to save the day. She's generous and giving and loves to make dreams come true. She adores luxurious and beautiful things. She could probably spin straw into gold if you asked her, and she'd certainly love to give it a try. Her family means the world to her, and she has the ability to run a small company and a large household without so much as breaking a sweat. She also has a very keen eye for decorating. Her motto is form and function, dearie, form and function. Her tastes are also expensive, very expensive. She's discerning and picky. Fortunately, she's good with money because she spends it like crazy, and she tends to marry well. The Queen of Autumn sits on her throne. She may appear inactive, but magic swirls around her. The rabbit by her side symbolizes the prosperity and creativity at her command. And this card can mean the ability to make anything more beautiful, being extremely sensible, a love of gardening, a wonderful parent. So those are some of the characteristics that come into your focus for at least for the next 30 days or so for the Aries season, but also it can represent for the next year as well. And then there's this Healing with the Fairies deck, which I want to also pull from, just to get some additional guidance on what is in store for you. It's a new journey around the solar annual return. Okay. Looks like you get 2 there. And you've got romance partner. So it's interesting that this one talked about, someone coming in as well to help. So you might be having an individual. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, but it's someone that will ignite a higher love inside of you than you've had before. And I kind of feel like the journey that you've been on, especially over this last year, has really allowed you to see more of yourself and what you're wanting to see in someone, because no one can truly make us happy. They can just make it an easier choice for us to choose to be happy or not. And I really feel just that this individual that comes in makes it an easier choice for you, whether it's just a deep friendship, or, someone that just shows you the love that you have in your heart, because you can't love anyone more than you love yourself, and no one can love you. You can't accept love from anyone more than you love yourself. So we limit the love we can receive. And I love this too. It says, be honest with yourself. So really taking a look, and I love kind of how, this winged fairy almost looks like this person here, like this dragonfly. And so being honest with yourself when it comes to love, and taking a real deep look, because it's like a mirror, right? An individual mirroring back to you how you feel about yourself. And I love the Course of Miracles talks about relationships are designed to teach us patience and unconditional love. So I really feel that this next year or next 30 days, but I really feel like for this piece over the next year, it's going to be a mirror for you to understand the love that you have for yourself, and it'll be mirrored in those individuals that come across your path. And let me see here. I'm going to jump in here and read from her book too about, I feel the be honest with yourself is the one that's jumping out. So this card indicates that you're hiding your true feelings and aren't being forthright about an important topic. So the fairies urge you to admit your true feelings to yourself. Do you feel stuck, depressed, tired, angry, or irritable? These are symptoms that arise when we're dishonest with ourselves. Maybe you feel that you can't afford to be honest with yourself and that you don't have a choice. This card isn't asking you to make any radical life changes or have a confrontation with another person. However, it is urging you to admit your true feelings to yourself. One easy way to get in touch with your true feelings is by going outside and engaging in a silent conversation with the fairies who live amidst the flowers, the trees, and the grass. Even if you can't see or hear the fairies, mentally tell them everything that you're thinking, feeling, and experiencing these days. Ask them to help you get in touch with your deepest feelings. The fairies love to hold a mirror up to us so that we can see and admit the truth. So as I talked about, it's being a mirror, and these relationships are going to be a mirror for you. The affirmation is, it's safe for me to be honest with myself and others. I speak my truth with love. So awesome. I love that for you. And then, because I'm just in a magical mood, I want to pull a card here from the unicorns. They were calling out to us as well, wanting to bring you a card. So we'll do that here. Let's see what additional message you have here. Of course, Aries and Spring do bring that fire in for us, where we get drawn out. It's the time where hibernation is ending and we're starting to interact more, and with, of course, the turbulence we've experienced over the last year is kind of lightening up, so it's allowing us to interact a little more and start to at least look forward to interacting a little more as things get more calm and more calm and more calm. At least on the outside, right? All right. Okay, there we go. And you got polarity. And it says on here, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. I know what I love about this, because it talks about, like the two sides of us. Within us, there's the little self, this character we're living on this earthly plane and experiencing. That's where we experience all those uncomfortable emotions of, insecurities, those, when it was talking about here about, depression and anger and all those feelings. We don't need to, throw the baby out with the bathwater per se, because within us we have this light being who is who we really are. And we came here to experience the darkness so we could see this contrast between dark and light by experiencing what we're not, which are all those uncomfortable feelings of fear. We get to understand more deeply who we are. So in experiencing sadness, we understand more fully what joy and happiness is. When we understand, the chaos and anxiety in us, we more fully understand and feel that peace within us. And then, of course, the conditional love and the fear of losing that conditional love, we experience more deeply what unconditional love really feels like. So this polarity is bringing that in, and I really feel that along with that, what we talked about with these mirrors coming to show you how you feel about yourself, really challenges you to look at, when we're challenged to look at how we feel about ourselves, and that's what, all these external people do to us. They continually show us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. So the whole journey of having these external things mirror back to us eventually turns us inward so we can find that and remember this being of unconditional love that we are, this awesome, amazing, unconditional love from the creator of all things that lives inside us. So the whole journey reveals to us and shows us, those two sides, and shows us that polarity. So I love that. And let me read from the little book here too. I think that's kind of what it talks about, but let's just see if anything else in here. It says, we've all played in the shadows and dabbled in darkness throughout different lifetimes. There is no judgment from the divine on what you did or didn't do in this or any other incarnation. Source, the creator, sees you as wholly lovable and worthy, even if you were a part of destruction or deception in other times. Only we hold ourselves in judgment and punish ourselves because we feel we are anything less than pure light. These unicorns show you that there cannot be light without the dark. There cannot be day without the night. Just as you could not have the capacity to hold the level of light that you do now if you had not plunged deep into the darkness before. You would not appreciate the good things you have now if you had not experienced their opposite. This polarity serves you beautifully. Rather trying to disown your shadow side, be proud of it, own it, and integrate it. When you do this, it can no longer hold power over you, and you can start to love and accept every part of yourself. Doing this brings you true freedom. Freedom from the penance you believe you have to pay for being less than pure. Freedom from the lie of original sin that has shackled humanity for centuries. Freedom from unworthiness and from feeling less than others. You are perfect just as you are, with your light and your dark. Love it, love it. Glad I read that, because that really just reinforces that you are perfect being of unconditional love. And the shadow is just the character you're playing here to understand yourself more deeply. All right, next I'm going to pull some cards here from the Light Seer's Tarot here. And I do put all the cards I use in the description box below too, so if you have any that you're like, oh my god, I want those, I'll have that down below in case you want to go check those out. Because that is how I have come up with all the cards that I have, because I've watched other readings and oh my god, they're just beautiful. I almost need an intervention sometimes. All right. What additional information do you have for those that chose the Aries card, please? All right. So since this one fell over first, we'll look at this one. I love this because this is the 10 of Pentacles, which the 9 of Pentacles is an awesome card in itself because it talks about getting the blessings and wishes kind of your external world. And the 10 of Pentacles even goes beyond that. And it's kind of called in a way, the legacy card, because it basically states not only are you happy, you know, you have the love and the children and the possessions and the dog, but for lifetimes to come, you know, for generations, that you're going to impact them by what you've done as well. So you, you know, not only are creating a wonderful place for yourself, but you also create just this wonderful circumstances, these wonderful situations outside of yourself that impact people for, you know, generations. So that's a wonderful thing, you know, with the work that you do and, you know, the working towards your dreams, it does impact other individuals. So I love that. The Seven of Swords, you can see like this crow here, the swords are like the mentalities and the beliefs and thoughts that you have for yourself. And with this crow here, it's like it's in your face. And what it means is you have all these thoughts and all these left over, these are all the feathers left over from thoughts that you carry with you. And being under this bright full moon basically represents that it's shining light on those things and it's bringing those things forward. So it kind of is a reflection of this mirror thing that over this next 30 days, or kind of feel, you know, more over this next year, that these thoughts are going to be coming forth for you and going to be challenged for you. You know, it's going to be going hack, hack, or whatever the crow noise is. You know, it's just bringing those things forward to you. And, you know, it's not a punishment, you know, and like I mentioned before, it's with choosing the Aries card, you're really understanding what is happening for you. And it's turning you inward to really look and question those beliefs that you have about yourself, others in the world, you know, all those supposed to be's. Perfect. And then you've got the Emperor, which this is like the king of the kings. You get to have all the experience and wisdom gleaned from all four of the suits in the which is the emotions, you know, of the water, the swords, so the thoughts of the swords and the mind, the pentacles, which is the external world, so you glean all of that, and then also the wands, which is the magic, the spark of life, and you're able to maneuver all those and see them from, you know, the Emperor point of view, which means it's a controlled, not in like trying to control others, but you learn how to just maneuver through all those and balance those, you know, in your life. And so I love that, you know, for you, because that's the, you know, when you look at the king, that's the most important piece on the chessboard, because if the king gets checkmated, the game is over. So this is a great card for you. And then, and then you have the Knight of Wands here, which, you know, is basically most of the knights, 3 out of the 4 knights are about action. And with this knight, the Knight of Wands is about that passion, that spark of doing things and of moving forward in things and taking those steps. So as we talked about with the Queen of Autumn there, about taking all those steps, you're going to have that fire just ignite within you. And especially with the fire of Aries, you know, this is the fire piece of it all, is, you know, sparking you to go, I just gotta do something. And so take steps every day. Don't get overwhelmed by, you know, thinking I've got to go the way up that mountain. Just think, what's the next couple steps that I want to do, and just do a step each day, each little baby step, because after like 30 days and you look back, you're like, look, I took 30 steps. Whereas if you just stand still and think, oh my God, I've got to make, you know, 2,000 steps to get to that, you go nowhere. So it's just taking a little step every day, even if it's just researching on something towards your dream, you know, do it. I think here, what I want to do, I want to grab one more deck here. Let me just find the one that they're telling me here. This is the Soul Truth. deck here, and let me just, we'll shuffle this and see what last message they have here for you. And whether you're male or female, you can be an emperor, you know, there is no gender, of course, in all these. That just represents the masculine energy, the power, you know, type, where feminine is more nurturing and, you know, birthing and growing. And the emperor is more of the, just that strong type of energy there. All right, and what's the final message for those that chose the Aries card? Okay, I'm ready for this one here. This says, what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? I love that. And then I'll show you the back here, and then I'll read it in case I'm going to get a screenshot of that. It says, to create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings, and believe we are worthy of them. In your relationships, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. Today's soul action says, when we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you're an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. And today's mantra says, I have everything I need within me now, and so do they. I am worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. And that is so perfect, because we talked about Aries is about the, you know, the motivation is centered in the self. What do you need? What is best for you? And to balance that, you know, you're not going to try to take over the world and hurt people for your benefit, but it is about not hurting yourself, and to get, you know, focused in on what do you need, what boundaries are good for you, because you can have, you know, you can be this barrel of love with love just flowing out of you, and everyone gets the overflow. But if you allow people, you know, to go beyond those boundaries and plug directly in and, you know, suck that love energy out of you where you're not full, where you're always, you know, half empty because everyone else is taking from you, which people really can't take from you, right? But you're giving out to everyone before you're giving to yourself. You know, if you put those boundaries where you don't allow that, then when you fill up, you feel full and healthy, and everything else is overflowing out to everyone else. And so, you know, I love this saying, the greatest gift you can give the world is a healthy, full, happy you. And you can't do that if you're drained all the time, right? So, wonderful message for you here. I hope this resonated and brought a little bit of love and joy and peace into your life today. As always, if this did resonate, I always appreciate any support with any likes, shares, or subscribing to my channel. It does help spread the message of love. But I wish you all the very best and all the love, joy, peace, and laughter you can handle. And I wish you the best. I love you. You take care. All right, if you chose reading number 2, which is Fire, then this is the reading for you, and that's card number 23 up there, because Aries is a fire sign. We'll go ahead and put this over here. And these cards are from this deck here, the Zodiac Oracle. So if you like those and you're interested in them, just know that that's where they come from there. And so with fire, which is wonderful, is, you know, fire is powerful, it's focused, it's intense. And fire energy, you know, it burns brightly and it moves quickly. You know, it's the source of passion, it's a, you know, or drive. It can spark a desire to create. It can have strong emotions. And, you know, with fire, it can destroy or purify, or both. And I kind of feel like the phoenix, without that fire to destroy, there's no ashes for something to come out of. So it's really a transformative and renewing kind of energy, like when there's a forest fire, and it's like, yeah, those are devastating, but it also gets rid of all the old dead wood and allows new fresh green growth to come up from the forest floor. So that's kind of the energy that we're working at with here. And because fire, I wanted to do these fiery fairy tarot to start off with, just to get an overall energy on what to expect during, either the next 30 days or over spring or over the next year. And it'll really, of course, because this is general, it'll vary by individual. And I always like to start off by just inviting the Creator to be with us, and we thank you for your unconditional love. And we invite all those beings of unconditional love on the other side. We welcome you. We thank you for your love. All our angels, our guides, our loved ones who've gone to the other side, all our ancestors, and any of those other unconditionally loving spirit beings that are out there. We just thank you and we welcome you. We'll give it a little shuffle here. Oop. All right, well, maybe not. They went ahead and spit it out here for us, so we'll go ahead and take a look at this one for you. Oh, beautiful. So you've got the Sun, which is one of the most positive cards, I feel, in the tarot here. And it says, plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the blessings of life. So I really feel definitely the sun, fire. So just a lot of bright, sunshiny days coming your way in more ways than one. And we'll get some clarity around that too. But very positive, sunflowers, I just love the energy of that. And let me just grab what it mentions here in the book too, just for messages. And it says, great success has been yours, with more to come. Turn your face toward the sun, open your arms, and embrace the blessings that now flow directly to you from heaven. You can expect the drawing of brilliant new ideas that will lead to wonderful opportunities. You're a beautiful, shining child of God. You're unique in the universe, and the world needs you to be exactly who you are. Go ahead and toot your own horn. Remember that it's important to treat yourself with the same kindness, respect, and caring that you would a best friend or a beloved partner. Our fairy hero here rides a unicorn through a field of sunflowers, and the unicorn symbolizes his purity of intention, while the sunflowers evoke happiness and satisfaction. Other meanings of this card mean success, fulfillment, public recognition, enlightenment, joyful celebration, and a return to health. So positive things coming for you over this next year for sure. I also have this healing with the fairies, and because the fairies are just fiery, I wanted to get additional messages from here. Sorry, my mind went elsewhere. All right. What additional message do you have for those that chose the fire card? Okay. I feel like that one wants to talk to us here, so we will do that one here. Yep, and new opportunities. And I love that here. You can see the universe up there behind there, the spinning universe. And as we talked about, with the fire, with the burning down and the creation of new things, new opportunity, of course, fits just right into that message. That even though some things may have ended, especially over this last year, there's been a lot of change, a lot of switching of things in our personal lives and the world. Just know that the burning down of things is needed for the new opportunities to come. And so this card meaning is be aware of a huge new opportunity being presented to you. It is safe for you to trust and enter into this new realm. A momentous opportunity is being presented to you, and it could be in the form of someone making a business proposal to you, a new idea that enters your mind, or an investment opportunity. It could even come in the form of a loss in which you're about to gain something even more suitable. Even though you may feel intimidated or unqualified to move to the next level, be assured that heaven is reaching its hand through the window, guiding and protecting you as you soar upward. If you need help trusting the validity of the new opportunity, pray for spiritual guidance. You will soon believe in the trustworthiness of this gift, and you will know that you deserve heaven's help. And the affirmation for this card is, I notice and embrace the new opportunities that are now in my life. So I love that. I love that for you. So perfect. And riding a unicorn there, the unicorns also wanted to speak today, so we're going to pull a card from there. So I love the synchronicity of that. It's a very magical time, love energy, I feel, is what magic is. That's where miracles come from. And we can let go of all the conditional, love and the restrictions that limit us. Then when we accept that unconditional love of the Creator, we just open up our whole life to new possibilities. I love it. Right? That is the one there, so we'll take a look at that here. And here we go, beautiful patience. So something is coming, the Aurora Borealis. Looks like something is coming here. And it says, pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play while you wait. So I love that. New opportunities are coming, and while you wait for things to unfold and for signs to come, don't forget to play, because that's why we're here, It's not, we don't have to be so serious all the time. My goodness. And the book says, now is the time to take charge. Now is not the time to charge ahead with this project or opportunity. No matter how excited you are or how good it seems, the divine is at work putting more pieces into place so that your next step can unfold. You may be anxious that nothing is happening with this situation and wonder whether you should be doing more to make it happen. Rest assured, the opposite is true. You've done the work, you've set your intentions, you've made your request to the universe. There's something else just around the corner that just needs a little more time to materialize. It's time to hold space so that your manifestation can occur. Let go of when or how that should happen. Release any concerns about missing out. You may not see any progress on the physical plane, but there's plenty happening behind the scenes. Trust that whatever is coming will be in the perfect form at the perfect time for you. The gentle unicorn encourages you to relax into this period of waiting, knowing you will need your full energy when the time to act arrives. And I love that because with all this fire, when new opportunity, you want to and run and rush, right? But what I love about this card is saying, yes, you've done the work, you're making the plans, you're doing the steps, you hold that space, don't give up, just hold that space knowing that it's like riding a wave, you don't try to rush the wave, you just ride the wave in, and so just be there, riding that surfboard on that wonderful wave, having fun, enjoying the moments, knowing that you can trust the universe, you can trust that life is unfolding for you and that all the things are being arranged for your best experience here. And so we can trust the Creator that is happening, and we also can trust the timing of that as well, because that's all part of the package deal there. All right. Next, we'll get some clarification. I'm going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot. See what additional messages we have. Right, what else would you like those that chose the fire card to know, please? The fire card. Okay, put that one there. Oh, okay, that one there. Oh, and that one there. Perfect. So this is great. This is the Hermit card here, which you can see. The Hermit is normally, you know, again, kind of this patience thing where it's saying just take time to be with yourself, be with you. You know, the star card there, the Hermit finds the star, it finds the brilliance, it finds the knowledge, it finds the wisdom and things. And you can see here on the path here that there's the lamp that normally leads the way is right here, and of course here's the path, and you've risen above that path because you've gone on the path, you've set the, you know, the lamp aside, and you've become the light of your own path. So whereas before you were using something to help you along the path, you're realizing that you have everything you need within you, and that you are the light of your path, and you're creating your own path. You're rising above this physical path that everyone has said, this is the way you should go, this is the path you should take, and you're rising above going, you know what, I'm becoming my own path, I'm doing the things that I feel I should do. And I love that, you know, because again, that's that fire, but you're sitting in that fire, patiently waiting for things to unfold and for guidance. So trust your heart, trust your inner knowing. Don't listen to all those supposed to be's and should be's out there, because, you know, for this last year, one of the big things for me is when you do what you always did, you get what you always got. And so that path is always going to take you in the same circle, always in the same circle. It's always going to take you to the same destination, which didn't fulfill you, you know, in the first place. So I love that. Then you got the King of Pentacles, which is perfect because the King of Pentacles is, the Pentacles are all the outwardly things that, you know, we're searching for, that just help expand and make this lifetime feel juicy. You know, the Pentacles don't fulfill us, they just allow us to experience things. And what I love about this card is the King of Pentacles represents someone who has gotten it all. You know, they have the partner they wanted, they have the dog, they have the comfortable home, they've got the money, they've got everything on the external that is supposed to fulfill us, and they're full of wisdom to let you know that that's not all that brings happiness and joy. But this does show success in obtaining those external things, which is going to bring you the wisdom of what truly makes you happy is what you find on the inside there. Another patience card. I'm so sorry. I know how it feels. I get this card. I've gotten this a lot this last year of, yes, you're going to have a dream, but just wait for it. All the other knights in the deck are about action, 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 but the Knight of Pentacles is about planting the seeds and watching them grow, not trying to pull, you know, all the little seedlings that are sprouting and coming up from the ground and trying to, you know, make them go faster and faster and faster, because you just pull them out and then they die. So it's about patiently walking and enjoying your surroundings, enjoying the process of growth, knowing that, you know, with the care of watering your dreams, making sure they're getting sun and nourishment, that step by step things unfold, not on a galloping horse, but just one step at a time, one step at a time. All right, and then lastly, I'm going to pull a card here. This is from the Soul Truth Self-Awareness card deck, and we'll just see what your final message is here for you. All right, what's the last message for those that chose the... Oh, okay. It says, on whom am I placing the blame right now? And I'll hold this up here for you in case you want it, but I'll read it here in a sec. And it says, a person who blames others has not begun their lesson. A person who blames themselves has begun their lesson. And a person who blames no one has finished their lesson. And that's a saying by an unknown source. And it says, today's soul action, take responsibility. On whom are you placing blame right now? Today, free yourself by releasing all victimhood, blame, and resistance. They don't belong where you are going. Only love and courage live there. Make a choice to do it, even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. I love that. Just fitting in with everything going on here. You know, when we feel life isn't unfolding as fast as it should, or the way that it should, then, you know, of course, we don't want to blame ourselves. We want to blame others and saying, well, that is what made that happen, or if this person wouldn't have done that, then I would be much further, or if that would have happened, or I'd have been born with that, or given this chance, or, you know, da-da-da-da-da. The list goes on and on and on when we try to blame and deflect all this judgment we have on our situation. And that's what happens when we kind of judge. You know, it's taken me forever to get to where I am now, and I should have been there, you know, years before, or I'm not to that place that I should be yet. All that just creates this turmoil inside us because we're focusing on all the lack and where we're falling short. But when we realize that the path that we've chosen is a path we've chosen for us, and if we look and ask ourselves, you know, why would I want to be in the situation that I am? What do I want to learn? And how is this happening for us? Then that takes us out of that victimhood it talks about here. When I think life is happening to me, then I go into victim mode. But when I realize and kind of think from a higher place and going, trusting that the Creator is unfolding everything in perfect timing, in perfect ways for us, then we can ask, okay, what did I want to learn from this? Why is this happening for me? And that changes us into a place where we can be thankful and grateful for what's happening in life, instead of, you know, feeling that lack and feeding that victimhood in our lives that will just grow. Because whatever we put our energy into is what grows. Whatever we put our fire into is what is going to grow. So I love this for you, because it's just a message to let you know, choose to be grateful for the Creator, knowing that everything is happening for you, and just be patient a little while longer, because great things are being put into place for you. So I hope this resonated with you here. I'm going to leave the reading here at that point there. If this did resonate for you, I definitely always appreciate any support, any likes for this video, or sharing the video, or subscribing helps spread the love of the channel. So if you would feel led to do that, I definitely appreciate that for you. But I do wish you all the love, the joy, the peace, and the laughter that you can handle. And I wish you just the very best rest of your day here. And I do love you. You take care now. Right, and if you chose reading number 3, which is the Mars card here, then this reading is for you. That is a 17 up there. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. And if you like these cards, just let you know that this is the Zodiac Oracle deck, which I always put all the cards I use in the description box below. So if you want more details, they'll be down there. But Mars, what a wonderful planet. And of course, it's the god of war. It has a powerful drive behind it. It's what kind of triggers that competitiveness in us, our assertiveness. And even when we take it to the shadow area, we can become aggressive on that. But Mars is such a great teacher for us, because it brings us lessons of courage, are lessons of our confidence, lessons about our passion, and of course shows us our true strength on there. So I love that about Mars. Very fiery energy, of course. So we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the fairy deck here. And before I get started, I just always love to thank the Creator for being here with us. Thank you for your unconditional love. We welcome you, and we welcome all of our other beings of unconditional love on the other side that are help bringing the messages, all our angels, our guides, our loved ones who've gone to the other side, our ancestors, and any other unconditionally loving spirit beings there. We thank you and we welcome you. All right, let's see what's going on here. And this can, of course, be for the next 30 days, for during the Aries season. It could be for spring equinox, which is like the next 3 months, or it could even bring in some stuff for the entire year. So it's going to, of course, vary for everyone because this is a general reading, so can't get too exact specific for you. But if you're interested in a reading, I do have all my information in the description box below if you're interested in that. All right, what message do you have for those that chose the Mars card, please? What's the first message here for the people who chose the Mars card? All right, looks like you get 2 bonus. So you got the Ace of Winter, which that says, don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately, and amazing new ideas that should be implemented will come to you. So I love that. You know, of course, being the spring equinox, we're coming out of winter, and so it's like stepping out of the cave, and it's bringing newness, new ideas for you there. So we'll put that right there. And you also got the 3 of Autumn. This says, follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do, being compensated for your creative talents. So this is perfect because this combination between the two is, you know, don't be deterred, you know, really embrace who you are. And I really feel, you know, there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. Confidence is knowing what your talents are and what you can do. Arrogance is thinking and saying, I'm better than you, right? So there's nothing wrong with identifying and really admitting how talented you are, how gifted you are in that area of your life, and to embrace that and to activate it, and don't let things stand in your way. You know, when you believe in yourself and you admit what you're able to do, there's no stopping you. So I really feel that this is, you know, coming out of autumn into winter into spring like we're doing, you know, it's just this period of time you've been able to sit with yourself and know what it is that you want to do and to make those plans. And I'm going to pull the 3 of Autumn in here. And let's see what additional message it says here. So it says, you have much untapped talent and a range of amazing skills. By expressing those gifts outwardly, you'll grow personally and reap great financial rewards. Your creativity should be allowed to soar to new heights. Only work with people who share your excitement and who enjoy creative collaboration. Follow your passion when it comes to what you do professionally. If your heart is in your career, then it will shine like a beacon through your work. You can make a successful living through your creativity. You're drawn to what will bring you joy for a reason, and that in turn will lead to abundance. A master craftsman fairy has completed 2 of the 3 crystal calla lilies that were commissioned. He will be well rewarded when his work is finished. An additional meanings of this card are being compensated for your talents, attaining mastery at what you do, working well with others, and being a team player. And it's also finding or being a mentor. So, great messages here for you about mastering what brings you joy, right? If your job currently doesn't bring you joy, then it's a good time to evaluate that and think about what would really bring you joy, what makes your heart sing. Because if it doesn't, you're not living, you're just existing, right? All right, next I'm going to pull another card here. The fairies are all about the fire, so I wanted just drawn to the fairies today. And this is the healing with the fairies, and we'll get additional messages here for you too. All right. What additional message do you have for those that chose the Mars card, please? Okay. And this is the sexuality card, which for me, I was just thinking about what we talked about Mars too, and the lessons are one of passion. And so of course our passions doesn't necessarily have to be sexually oriented, but this is about the passion. What makes you just feel all those feelings? What makes you just want to wake up in the morning? What makes you want to jump out of bed and to do things, right? And this is that passion. And I'll read from the book here too, but I just really feel it's just centered on just what just gives you that like almost uncontrollable urge. That's what sexuality kind of feels like. It's like, what makes you feel that way outside of yourself, right? And what what makes you feel that way in life? What do you want to do? What does just bring that passion, ignite it within you? So this talks about sexuality is an important part of life, not just to our physical self, but also to our emotional and spiritual selves. The fairy realm understands the unique joy that comes from sexual experiences. They know about the divine light that is created when you merge with a beloved partner. They understand the release that sexuality brings about. By drawing this card, you're being guided to heal any sexual issues that may have arisen from negative experiences. If you were, ever sexually abused, this card may be a signal for a call for help from your inner self. You may be directed to seek professional counseling or a support group over negative sexual or body image issues, or to heal a sexually unsatisfying relationship. The fairies will guide you to the appropriate resources that you can be truly free to experience the dynamic aspects of your sexuality. And the affirmation from this card here is, my sexual self is attractive, healthy, and able to experience great pleasure. And the card meaning here, it talks about, your sexual self needs some attention. By drawing this card, you're urged to be honest with yourself about your sexuality and to take appropriate steps. So, there is a side message with that here. I feel again, it's a general reading. So, for some of you, this is an important message, a side message for you about honoring that. And I know it's very taboo to talk about these types of things usually, but it's an important piece of us. And for me, I know I've been on a very spiritual journey a lot of my life, and coming to terms with my own sexuality, and being gay, and then just looking at sexuality as something that's part of the human experience. It's one of the things that draws us here to this life because of the just the lessons it teaches us, both in that intimate relationship with an individual, but also in dealing with those passions and those emotions. So, it's about passion, about your sexual passion, and then also a message about just overall being passionate about life in general, and with expressing how you're expressing yourself to the world. Because it's all about magic today, the unicorns also wanted to talk to you, so we'll go ahead and see what they want to say. For those of you who chose the Mars card. All right. Okay, I was going to say, what do you want us to know? But that card went flying out, so they want to talk about this for sure. So you got expansion here. And it says here on the bottom, spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. Perfect. So I love that, because that totally fits into here about, being who you are and not trying to, like I mentioned about just existing and doing something, but actually living and spreading your wings and expanding and doing what you love. Fly. Don't just walk like a caterpillar along the ground of, floor. Become that butterfly and fly above and see things from a different perspective up there. All right. Next, I'm going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot and get some additional messages here for you. Clarification, maybe. And I love that Mars does bring us, lessons and confidence and courage and our strength and our passions. And, this is all about being willing to take a leap and being willing to express who you really want to be and what you really want to do in this life, and not, be trapped in doing something that you don't enjoy doing. All right. So I feel like those are the three there. And I love this card. This is the Hierophant, which is the spiritual teacher. Someone that helps people move beyond and take additional steps in their life to, that remembering who we really are and returning to that light and that power of who we are. So this could either be that you have someone who is going to be a teacher entering your life, someone that does bring you that awareness of those extra steps and helps you get to that next level. Also, it could be that you are someone who can help others get to another step, and maybe that is what brings you, that wonderful feeling, is when you're able to help others make changes in their life that help them see who they really are, that brings them that power, that joy, that peace, that love into their life. So this could also be, what you're doing there, because when we ask ourselves, well, I don't know really what I want to do in life, I usually say, what all of us desire to do is to find that unconditional love inside us, because we all are seeking to be loved. And when we find that unconditional love inside us, how we express that to the world is what brings us joy and passion in our life. So, when you get quiet and know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, then you can ask yourself, how do I want to express that to the world in my own unique way? It's not the half, I have to, supposed to, should. It's how could I and how do I want to? Because we don't need a billion of the same type of person, because that would be very boring, right? How do you want to uniquely do that? Because you're here for a specific reason. You're here to show that love in a specific way. So that's how you can kind of guide that. Yep, and I love this for you. Ace of Pentacles. So this is about planting seeds, planting new ways. It's new growth, which is what this season is all about. You know, Aries and spring is all about planting the new seeds for the growth to come. So, you know, this is a huge encouragement to, like, yes, you have it in your hands to plant, and the roots are already wanting to be planted, and they're just dying to have that done. So it's all in your hands just to put it in the ground and get it going, because it's going to start to grow. And it may not, with growth, it's not overnight, you know. And then here you go, you've got the Two of Cups, which is all about the emotions and partnering, which of course this had the sexuality thing in it too, because there's a dual message here. You know, one is that, you know, this is an encouragement over the next 30 days, 3 months, or, you know, year, that you're going to be able to have someone come into your life that does ignite that passion within you. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner or sexual partner. It can be a friend or someone that just ignites that passion and joins with you. Another thing that this is about connecting to your higher self and connecting to that higher being that you are. And so that is what can bring you that higher connection, that passion, you know, remembering who you really are, which is this bright light at the end of these stairs here, that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, and activating and just joining with that can bring that massive, beautiful energy into your life as well. All right, and then lastly, I'm going to pull a card here from, this is a beautiful deck. It's the Soul Truth Self-Awareness deck, and we'll see what your final message is here. All right, what last message do you have for those that chose the Mars card, please? Okay, I feel like this one here. What risk can I take today? And then I'll show you this and I'll read it here if you can read that. Here you go. And it says, "Be not mistaken, you will have to take bigger risks than you ever thought possible on this path towards your dreams. You will have to take the big, scary leap, but do not fret, because your soul has wings, like this unicorn." And then today's soul action is, what risk can you take to move toward your dreams? Make a decision and do it. No more thinking, only doing. Be brave and courageous, and you will discover what you're really made of. Like I talked about, Mars is all about bringing us lessons in courage, confidence, passion, and strength. So it's just perfect here. So what risk can you take today towards your dreams? You can take a leap, and you can take little leaps along the way as well. Sometimes it just takes the choice to do things, and then the universe is just waiting for you to take a step to expand and start working on that direction. But it honors our, you know, free will, our power of choice. So you can ask and co-create, you know, with the Creator and all that angelic, supernatural posse that's there just wanting to assist us, but they won't interfere unless we ask them to. So make it a kind of a daily thing in the morning, if you like. I try to, as soon as I remember, you know, in the morning, I go, you know, Creator, I want to co-create my life with you. I invite you to interfere. Meddle in my life. I invite you, please, because I know you have my highest good and my highest love vibration always in mind. And all the angels, all the spirit guides, all our loved ones on the other side, you know, any of those unconditionally loving spirit beings, I just invite you in to help, you know, give me the most exciting, highest love vibration life. And they do. They will give you messages. They will give you guidance, miracles, just wonderful things. We just the more we're in that higher love vibration, the more we see things that are out there. So I hope this brought a little bit of love, joy, laughter, and peace into your life today. And if it did, as always, I definitely appreciate any support you give to the channel with any likes or sharing of the video or subscribing to my channel. That does help spread the love. So I definitely wish you all the best. And please know, I love you dearly. You take care. Hello, oh my son Aries, happy birthday to you. I'm going to use one of my, an oracle deck that I'm co-creating with the creator. And it's just going to kind of give you an idea over the next solar return around the sun for you, just kind of what a focus is and what the creator would like you to know about, just like kind of what's coming, what kind of focus, a lot of the life lessons and things are going to be kind of focused in on as you're going. So we're going to start off looking at what kind of emotional fire is kind of the theme over your next year. Just look kind of the shadow item, kind of the shadow emotion that you're going to be dealing with. So we'll take a look here. There we go. And so that is hatred. And you can see on the bottom here, there's a little advice from the creator and what we do, and that's setting free. I'll talk about that in a sec. And this poison bottle. So what hatred represents for us is, you've always heard that hatred is kind of like drinking poison and thinking it's going to impact the other person or impact someone else, but all it does is impact us. So hatred, all that does is it impacts our body. It puts us at dis-ease and causes disease within us, and that can be emotional, or physical, mental, that's how it all impacts us with the hatred there. And what causes that is when individuals do something that we think they shouldn't have done. And so we become the persecutor, the judge, the jury, the executioner, all of that. And so what this represents is, just all that judgment that we hold against an individual in a situation. And so that we're trying to keep them in a cage, but really we're keeping ourselves in a cage. Because when we have those judgments against others, that hatred is a mirror. It's showing something about us. There's something that we hate inside ourselves because we're deflecting it and seeing it in the mirror outside of us. So that's what this represents, is the poison is really within us. There's something inside us that we're using to define ourselves by from the external world. And that's where that hatred comes in, because when we're feeling like their actions are impacting who we are, it puts us into that fight or flight mode. And so that's where anger and hatred is the fight. And we don't want to feel that way. We don't want to feel lower or unworthy. And so that hatred is pointed out toward those individuals. And we'll get more clarity on that too, which wonderful though. 27, when you add that together, is a 9. And so what that represents is we're getting close to the ending of things. And so this next year, it's like you're tired of feeling that cage. You're tired of feeling constricted and restricted, and all those feelings that you have are making you feel not you. You're feeling like a caged little bird and you want to fly. So we'll dig more into this too. Now the first 3 stacks are helping us define what this is. So I know it kind of feels dark in the beginning, but then we talk about all the things that can help us transform that, in addition to the little hints that the creator gives us on the bottom here. So hang in there. We're going to identify, and then we're going to find the tools that you're able to use over this next year to transform those, feelings of fear and discomfort into unconditional love, peace, and joy. So there's hope, don't give up. And since that was a 9, it's a -9, because there's a minus sign in front of it. I'll take 9 from the bottom of the deck unless a card makes itself known here as we shuffle to get more information on what's sparking this emotional fire. Just some more clarity here. Okay, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this one would be number 9. Okay, this makes total sense. This is the friendly failure. So, you know, the emotions and the fears that are in here is that you're afraid of what they will think, of what other people will think. You're afraid they're going to give you a failing score and they're going to be like, you failed, we don't like you anymore, you're unworthy. And this is the shadowy they. I always said the they, because we think, we fear what other people will think, but this mysterious other people is not our, you know, those that truly love us and know us, right? Because those that truly love us and know us go, yeah, I understand, you know, why you're feeling the way you are, and you're totally cool. We still love you, right? Because they know us. They know the decisions we make and why we make them. But these individuals, the mysterious they who don't know us, we're afraid what they will think of us when we do things. And one of the wonderful awarenesses that came to me is like, why do I care about what they think? Because if they don't know me and they're judging me without all the information, then their judgments are flawed. I give them a big F, you know? Your judgments are not correct because you don't know me. So, psh, you fail. So whatever you know, they throw on me, I'm, you know, rubber, they're glue, whatever, you know, they say bounces off of me and sticks to them, right? Like the little kids thing. But what I love here is the crater, you know, on the bottom says, keep your eyes on your own paper. And so it's basically saying what other people's opinion of you doesn't matter anyway. They're just opinions. You get to decide who you are. You get to decide what anything means about you. And so you keep your eyes on you. You know, the biblical reference of pluck the timber out of your own eye before you try to pluck the timber out of someone else's eye. Or there's like kind of a Zen saying of sweep in front of your own door first, you know. And that's what it's about, is like, just pay attention to your own life. Pay attention to how you're judging yourself, and, you know, you get to look into those things and understand those things about you. So, you know, this hatred here is based on how the fear of what you think other people will think if people find out about how this person treated you and you didn't do anything about it, or you know, you didn't act how you were supposed to, or this is how you're supposed to act. You know, the mysterious crowd is telling you how you should react around situations, but you don't need to. You get to choose, and you get to learn and kind of ask yourself, what did I learn about myself in this situation, right? When they were treating me this way and I was feeling this way, the feelings were in here, not out there. The feelings, the triggers are in here. So I can look at, why am I feeling this way? What is making me feel devalued? Why do I believe that? And how can I change that if I want to? Right, next we'll go in here and we'll understand more what is the root of here. And since that was a -2, we'll do 2 from the bottom of a deck unless a card makes itself known here. Oh, okay. Yep, so this, we're afraid that we're going to be hurt, or that we're going to hurt someone else. And what this card, wonderful pieces. It's a part of a 3-part process of manipulation, and it's been around since there was 2 people on the planet. It's been carried down from generation to generation by our fear ego. And what it is, and you can see how this has been done in your life, where someone has tried this on you, or how you've been taught and you've used it on other people. Because if we're honest with ourselves, we all have done this to others, but we also recognize how it's done to us. And what it is the first way we try to get to have things done the way we think it should is we act hurt when it's not done. So, if someone, acts in a way that we don't think they should have, then we act hurt. We're like, oh, I wish you would have done that. I'm so disappointed, right? And when that doesn't work, then we go to step number 2, which is the bully, which, so when acting sad doesn't work, then we'll try to bully someone and get angry. And I can't believe you did that, and even to the point of violence, right? And if that doesn't work, then we do go to step number 3, which is really what we all fear, which is rejection. And that's the, hanging up on you, or unfriending you on Facebook, or if we live together, giving you the cold shoulder and not speaking to you, or not returning texts or phone calls, and so, that's the step 3. And then if that doesn't work, then we go back and start the process over, and we'll be, contact them. And I can't believe you didn't, when I rejected you and offended you, you didn't come after me, and then we'll just go through all the steps over and over again. So at the root of a lot of this is the fear of rejection. And, that's where this hatred can come in, is when, if this didn't work, then the anger kicks in, and we try to force others to be who we want them to be, right? All right. So enough of those things. We're going to move on to the happy, happy, joy, joy, which this is the tools of light, which gives us what can assist us in transforming these fears into unconditional love, joy, and peace. Excuse me. So since this was a 5, we'll do 5 from the top of the deck, unless a card, of course, makes itself known. One more time. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The power of no. And I love this because we're so taught that we can't say no to others, right? Because we're afraid of that rejection. We're afraid that what are people going to think of us if I tell them no? But it's a wonderful lesson to learn, and it's a lesson we can learn from 2-year-olds, right? Because they love to say that word no. But we don't have to be a douche about it. We don't have to be a little baby about it, right? We can just calmly let people know that, no, that's okay. I don't want to do that today, or no, I don't think that's what I want. Is there other options? Let's talk through it, And what this power of no does is it helps you get your power back, and that you're not at the whim of what everyone else thinks. Because when you realize that you are the one that gets to decide what anything means, so does everyone else. So we fear saying no because we're afraid that we're going to get, someone's going to be upset with us, or we're going to hurt someone's feelings if we tell them no. But if we're going to be mean about it and be, like a little 2-year-old and go, no, of course, that's going to be more difficult for that individual to choose not to be hurt by our saying no. But if we do it in a loving way, then, we can let people down. So discovering your power of no is a powerful thing, because then you realize you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And sometimes you want to compromise and go, you know what? I don't want to do it, but because I love them, I want to do it. Not because I'm afraid they're going to reject me, but because I want to do it. So if there's you're not into football, but, your significant other wants you to watch football with them or go to a football game or something, you're like, you know what? I love them, so I'm going to go just and choose to enjoy it and do what I want. But also, it's not like you have to do it all the time, and you can say, oh, not this time, I appreciate it, I'm just going to go do this instead if that's cool. And they're like, oh, okay, you get to work that out. All right. And then next we're going to look at what planet is your teacher during this. The planets all, as we go through the astrological signs and all the stars in the sky that are constantly giving us energy and helping us on our journey, the planets are a big part of our teachers. And so we're going to go ahead, and since that was a 15, 5 plus 1 is 6. So we'll do 6 from the top unless a card jumps out here. And we'll talk about the planet here. All right, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you got the sun. Perfect. So the sun is also the master builder. This is number 22. And so this is all about self-awareness, our higher self versus our ego, realizing that you're the master of your fate and new expressions of yourself as well. What's wonderful, the sun also rules Leo. So if that means anything for you, got vitality, life, the ego, creativity, and expression. So the sun is really teaching you over this next year a lot about yourself and how much you're in control of building your life. When it talks about the master of your fate, there's realizing that before you come down here, you choose your whole life path and all the challenges that are going to come through your life, but you always have the power to decide what it means about you. So it's kind of like this giant improv play where all the themes are laid out and the situations arise, but you get to decide how you interpret it, how you apply it to your life, and how it awakens you, or you delay or not, and it just keeps playing out, which is wonderful because we're always shown what we want to see in life until we see it. We have all these wonderful teachers in addition to the sun. We have all these characters that come into our life that keep pointing us back to us until we see how we're feeling about ourselves. And we'll always see other people through how we see ourselves. There's this saying that we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So I see the world through my beliefs about who I am and my value of myself. I see the world through that, and so all my teachers in my life keep pointing me back and mirroring that for me until I see it, and I was like, aha. So that's a wonderful thing. Because this is your birthday and it's the sun sign, really look into Aries and just understand what house your Aries is in, your sun sign Aries is in, and I'll provide links in the description box below. Like astro.com is a great site that you can go to that helps you know what house and different things that it is in, and you can Google it, but there's information on that site too about the houses, and you can understand what area of your life that house is emphasizing for your sun sign, for Aries, and to see what other information you find there. I'd find it very extraordinary how that unfolds for us. And then we're also going to look at what chakra, which is your spiritual energy center, what chakra can help you convert and transform these emotions into love, joy, and peace. And since that was a 22, 2 plus 2 is 4, of course. So we'll do 4 from the top, unless a card makes itself known, like that one did. Yep, and this is your the throat chakra, which the throat chakra, like it says up here, higher love flowing to lower. So this is all about communication, how you communicate your love to the world, it's also, in addition to speaking, it's how you hear from the world. It's about actions, because when you stand with your arms spread out side to side, your arms are like at your throat area. And so this is all about, the throat chakra is about the action of what comes out of your mouth, what comes out of your physical actions in the world as well. And it's the mirror of contrast and creativity. Kind of the theme of the throat chakra too is, let me see if you can see this here. It says, I share, so I mirror. And so, like we were talking about, other people mirroring back to you who you are. Also, when you start reflecting unconditional love out to the world, the unconditional love that you express kind of outs the conditional love in others. Sometimes you're like, why are people reacting to me so much? And it's because of that mirror. You can't help what you're mirroring back to them, because they are seeing themselves. You can't manipulate that. They're going to see what they're going to see. They're going to do what they're going to do. And you can't help that. You can only continue to be unconditional love and make choices for your own self, like we talked about. You are the one who chooses what the world means to you. And then there's this meditation on here, which is I unconditionally love the world. And that's a 4-part meditation, which I'll have linked in the description box below too. But it starts off by being grounded in that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And then once that love comes down and fills you up, you realize that you yourself are made of unconditional love. And then filling up with that love flows out to the world, which becomes this, I unconditionally love the world. And the 4th part is when you're sitting in all that love and it flowing out, you realize you get this kind of wave of love from the outside world, and you realize the world itself, like you, is also made of unconditional love. So I really encourage you to look at that, because it's a very powerful just awareness, and you can focus on that. It helps you balance that chakra and allows you to communicate and have that higher love flow to the lower. All right. And then the final deck or stack in here is about how unconditional love is being expressed to you, or how you can express unconditional love to the world. So if you're wondering, I want to be able to do something, have passion in my life, to be able to express and do things that make my heart sing. This can give you some guidance on how you can share that unconditional love with the world. It talks about here about communicating in actions. So it can give you some clarity. And since this is 38, 3 plus 8 is 11, and 1 plus 1 is 2, so we'll do 2 from the top, unless the card makes itself known, of course. Okay, one more time. All right, so we do 1 and 2. Time for love, and I love that that's an 11 addition to that, so just a reiteration here. So a time for love kind of has a dual message for me. One is it's time to love yourself. It's time to realize, like that first meditation I talked about, of that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And a time for love, the second message in that is that, and it's kind of like the 5 languages of love. Individuals, there's individuals that you just spending time with them is going to show them, remind them, and be that mirror of lovability. And so just taking the time with others to show them how much you love them, and just spending time with them, whether it's just playing a game or going for a walk, or you'll identify those things in those individuals, and it's going to make a whole total change in their life. It's going to make them see and give them that little spark of unconditional love, and just with you spending time and being yourself. You don't have to try to be anything else. It's just about go spend time with them. express your unconditional love to them, and you're just going to see just this change in them. So just a reminder for that. And we're going to end your little birthday reading here with a Sweet Dreams card, or two, whatever pops out here, just for your final messages for your birthday wishes. These are like the candles on your cake. What final messages do you have? Whoops, there you go. There we go. All right, you got a few here. The first one is ask for help. Sorry about the glare on there. I am willing to receive help from the universe whenever and however it happens. So I love that being vulnerable enough to ask the Creator and the angels for help, and they will show themselves to you, because all we have to do is ask. They won't interfere with our lives because of our free will. But if we ask them to, then that's our will, and then that kind of opens it up. So I try to make it a practice every day to ask them to help out and give me my highest love vibration. And then here's trust. I believe that whatever is happening to me right now is part of the greater plan. So trusting the Creator, knowing that life is unfolding for you and it's not happening to you, really helps transform your life as well. It takes you out of that victim role into that. And then surrender. I surrender the old limiting beliefs. I awaken and am reborn into limitless possibilities. So surrendering all those supposed to be's, should be's, need to be's, like we were talking about here, does help you transform and allows people to be themselves, but also releasing you from that little cage, like we talk about that little songbird. When you release yourself from all those supposed to be's and have to's and need to's, you release everyone else as well, and it allows everyone else to be more unique and individual too, and you get to see them from a whole different point of view. And then lastly, you got manifest. My dreams help me to manifest all that I need. So that just is the clincher for your entire year. Just ask for help from the universe to help you have your dreams come true. Trust that the universe will and has a greater plan. It's kind of that thy will be done, not mine. This is what I would like, but if you have something better in store for me, by golly, I want that instead. And surrender the hows and the shoulds and the outcome, and just enjoy the moments, and you're going to just see all these wonderful, amazing things just manifest for you in your coming years. So what a great birthday. What a great, next year is coming around. I definitely wish you a very, very happy birthday month. And, I hope this resonated with you and brought you a little bit of love, joy, and peace for your birthday. And just know that I love you, and have a very, very awesome birthday. You take care now.